All right, good morning, trade pros. Welcome to the morning market update for Wednesday. Wow, Wednesday already, March 13th. This is George Papsov, Trade Pro Academy. My other alias has been checked out from yesterday. Darth Vader will no longer be doing the morning market updates. We had a really strange audio issue yesterday, and our team member here, Azalea, looked at me kind of funny halfway through. I didn't know what I did. And then afterwards, she's like, "You sounded really weird on that call." And then I re-listened to it. It was very odd. You want to hear something fun? Go watch yesterday's morning market update. See how crazy that sounds. Hopefully, audio is better today. All right. In today's morning market update, we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to go with the morning market fun fact, talk about Theresa May's rejected deal and what this means, and what the EU thinks about the Brexit plan, and some key news that came in overnight. And then we'll review some levels quickly. All right. Crude oil is bidding pretty strong at the moment. Crude oil is up. Thank you, Donna. Donna just confirmed audio is good. Let's rock. Morning market fun fact. This is fascinating. In 1983 of January 1st, the internet was created. First of all, let that sink in for a moment. The internet is not that old. 1983. It just celebrated its birthday yesterday. And the inventor of the internet, it is one person. How epic is that? And he's still alive. There's one man out there walking around that could go into a bar and say, "I invented the internet." That's phenomenal to me. His name was supposed to be in the notes, but it didn't save. So unfortunately, the name escapes my memory. However, he invented the internet, and yesterday he spoke about it. He released a report saying the internet has become a dangerous thing because our information is owned by other people. And his proposal, he's starting a new browser, if you will, a new internet type that allows the user to have their data owned by their account. So rather than you as a user signing into Facebook and Facebook cherry picking all your data and then sending you ads, the way it would work is all your information stored on your own account on the new internet 2.0, and third-party apps will have to access that hub from you with your permission so you can control and manage everything. All right, now it's a phenomenal idea. I don't know if it's going to take traction or not, but he's trying to relaunch this. And when asked about how this would impact billions of dollars of market valuation of companies that are in social media, his response was epic. He said, "We're not doing this for the social media, and I don't really care what happens," is essentially what he said. So very interesting thing. That's a cool morning market fun fact, that it's an innovation approach to the way our most basic right, it seems, is the internet. All right. It's very interesting stuff. Now let's move on to market things because that's a more important aspect for today. Theresa May's deal or her proposal yesterday for the Brexit plan was rejected by a whopping 391 no's to 242 yeses. That's a very heavy defeat, which sets the stage for two votes now. There's going to be a vote today and a vote tomorrow. A lot of voting going on out of the UK. So UK lawmakers will vote later today on whether the UK should leave the EU on March 29th without an agreement. Basically, that means that the article that was triggered allowed for a 2-year negotiation process between the UK and the European Union to exit on friendly terms. Today, they're voting whether or not to exit without any terms at all. It's sort of like getting in a heated discussion with somebody, and halfway through your sentence, you just close your mouth, turn around, and walk away. And that's the end of it. That's what they're voting on, whether or not they should proceed with this Brexit without a deal in place between the European Union and themselves. All right, the Parliament rejected Theresa May's proposal yesterday. That's out the door. All right. If the UK Parliament votes for a no deal, then there's a third vote scheduled for tomorrow on whether to delay the March 29th exit. So today, if they decide, look, we don't want to exit the European Union without a deal, if that's what the vote outcome is, then the next thing is we want to do a deal. There just isn't enough time. So let us extend the deadline of March 29th to see if we could create some new legislation. And in which case, I'm pretty sure Theresa May will be forced to resign. She can't be kicked out at this point. She'll need to resign, and they'll bring in somebody else. So this is what happened. Under a temporary plan, the UK said that it won't apply tariffs on most goods that come into the country. All right, so they're going to sort of function as if they are in the European Union anyways, and they're also going to remove any kind of checkpoints at the Irish border. They're going to open up free trade essentially, even though they're no longer part of the European Union, technically, as they wait for new negotiation. The European Union said that they will not negotiate Brexit again. All right. Chief negotiator Michael Barnier said there's no chance we're renegotiating this thing. However, should the UK come to an agreement to request an extension under EU 27, that's the act of it. I don't know why I quoted that. It sounds more precise. We'll consider it and decide by a unanimous vote or a unanimous decision. So they're basically saying, if you guys come to us with an extension, we're going to decide together and we're going to see what that extension looks like. But that extension can't interfere with our elections coming up in the EU. There's EU parliamentary elections between May 24th to the 26th. So here's what's going to happen. Today, if the vote goes through and they exit without a deal, that's going to cause turmoil in the market. There's a lot of uncertainties on how we go forward from here. The pound will probably have a lot of volatility in it, but ultimately be a down move. If we vote for them to say, okay, we want to exit with a plan, let's extend the deadline, let's ask for an extension, the pound will probably go up because that's relief, because the Brexit thing won't happen at least until after May, and it's not the actual Brexit that's going to happen after May. It's going to be the process where they start to negotiate the final end date. So it could be literally till the summer, August, September at the latest, before we find out if this Brexit thing is going to happen under an extension. So that's relief for the market. It's pressure off temporarily, and the likelihood is that the pound soars in that scenario. So for the next couple of days, currency markets are front row and center, primarily the pound US dollar pair. All right. That's everything you need to know about Brexit and where we stand at the moment. If you have any questions, pop in the comment below. If you have any questions, pop in the comment box below, and we'll help you guys out. And if you have a comment, throw it in there too. I love hearing from you guys. You guys make my day when I read your comments. All right. In today's markets, Japan, Hong Kong, China are down about 1 percentage point each. Hong Kong down 0.5%, a little bit less than others. India up 0.6. In Europe at midday, London's flat. Paris is up 0.3%. Frankfurt's down 0.1%. Futures in the United States, Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ are all flat for the most part. They're up a little bit, about 0.1%. And we've seen a really interesting trend here over the last couple months. And I know that you guys as trade pros have kind of cued into this trend as well. But let me explain it to you. The markets close on a U.S. session day, typically on a bit of a rally. European markets don't open until 3 a.m., but in the Asian session, which opens at 7 p.m., this is all in Eastern time, we see a little bit of a dip, and then mid-Asian session through the opening of Europe, you get a big rally back to overnight highs, which are higher than yesterday's U.S. session high. That's been the trend. Close them strong, dip on the Asian Open, mid-Asian Open, reverse to the upside through the EU or the U.S. or not the EU, the UK London market open as well. And it just continues upward where we find ourselves every morning in the United States. It's a very interesting trend. And I often hear, George, I'm in the EU at the moment, in some country in Europe. I don't know how I could trade in the morning with you. And my answer is, you don't have to. You could trade your hours using our approach. It's going to work even better because you're getting a lot of the volatility at the moment in the movement. All right. So if you're in that part of the world, or my homeland is, I'm from Bulgaria. That's my background. I'm a European at heart. I was actually born there. So if you're from that part of the world, then you could still do this stuff. Don't get discouraged by it. Get excited. All right. Crude oil is up 1.1%. Gold is up 0.8%. Bitcoin's down 1% for the day. Crude oil is bidding pretty strong on latest report from the American Petroleum Institute on their latest round of inventory. We'll talk about that in a moment. At 8:30, we had core durable goods orders that came out positive. Transportation, they were negative, so a mixed report. Overall, it's a miss of a report. All right. At 8:30, we also had the PPI, Producer Price Index. U.S. February PPI final demand came in at 0.1% versus 0.2% expected. So softer than expectations. When you exclude food and energy, which PPI is a measure of inflation, by the way. So when you think about inflation, the things that measure the inflation that cost the most are excluded. Think about this. What do you spend most of your money on? Probably your mortgage, gasoline to get to work, and groceries so you could put fuel in your body. Fuel in your body, fuel in your car, and a home, right? Those are your three biggest expenses. And so this PPI excludes energy costs, which is fuel, and food costs. So it's no surprise that inflation's lower, but when you look at food costs, I don't know about you guys. I'm in Canada. I'm paying like $4, $5 for an avocado, and it's pretty nuts. Green pepper is like $3. I don't know. It's expensive. All right. So 10 a.m. we got Atlanta Fed business inflation expectations. Our oil desk manager's from Atlanta, so he usually has a scoop before the report comes out because he's closer, and he gives us the number ahead of time and we trade it. I'm just kidding. That's illegal. It doesn't happen. He knows nothing. He knows a lot, but he knows nothing about the number. E-commerce retail sales at 10 a.m., construction spending at 10 a.m. 10:30 is the big one. Today we get a crude oil inventory report. It's crude oil day. This is the report that in 1 hour of one day you could make your weekly income. Very exciting to trade. Last couple weeks, it hasn't been as exciting. It's been a little bit more of a mixed report, and it's been a challenge, and that's what trading is all about. Trading is all about overcoming challenges. It's one of those jobs that you never really get comfortable at doing 100%. The day that you sit at your trading desk and you say, I know everything, I'm a master trader, is the day that I'm going to short your stock. Because what ends up happening is when you decide that you know everything, you now close yourself off to learning. It's a game of constantly learning and showing up every day your best self and having the fight. It's not a cushy job. It's an amazing job. It's not even a job. It's once you start being profitable at trading, I said this to the group the other day, nothing in life makes sense again. I gotta warn you, it just doesn't make sense anymore. Sort of like you enter the matrix. All right. We have that. Crude oil inventories yesterday on the API front. Crude came in at minus 2.6 million barrels versus 7.3 million build the week prior. That's a huge change, almost a 10 million barrel swing from a build position to a draw. And that's why I was so bullish. Crude oil ripped 50 cents on the report last night, and then we continue that upside overnight. Very interesting to see what happens at 10:30. If we confirm this draw at 10:30 in the morning and it's larger than 2.6 million barrels, you can expect to see a rally. And that's only if the rally between now and then isn't so significant that it already prices that outcome in. All right, crude oil is a little bit of a more difficult report to trade. It shouldn't scare you, but that's not a report I would trade alone. If you want to trade crude oil, join us in the trading room. We'll guide you through it. And being in a team, in a community, in a group, and trading it together makes the most amount of sense. Because of the increased volatility, just trading crude oil out of your bedroom in the corner is very, very dangerous because you have no accountability and you're going to be prone to make some mistakes. And how you react to those mistakes could literally cost you a lot of money. All right. That's what we're here for. That's why we have a community to support you. So join us. Come on out. Join the dark side. You already know I'm Darth Vader from yesterday's morning market update. So join the team. 14-day money back guarantee. So it's literally risk free. And the amount of money you pay for this education is 1/10 of the tax you would pay for others. Guys, take care. Have yourself a phenomenal day. All the best. Manage your risk, trade like a TRADEPRO. I'm going to turn around, open up the trading room, set some levels for S&P 500. We'll flip it over to Steven to talk about oil, and it's a big day today in oil. So you guys take care. I'm seeing upside in today's S&P 500 market. As long as these 08 or 2803s, the 2799 level holds on the S&P 500, we're going to go bid. Target of 2813 first, 2820 next. All right. You guys take care. Have a good day. Thanks for tuning in. And all the best. Oh, continue to watch Boeing today. I was told that Boeing is the wrong way to say it. I say Boeing because it sounds more fun. So continue to watch that stock symbol BA. Today it's going to be forefront, and it's weaker on some news from last night, and that's pulling the Dow down. Be aware of that. The Dow could be a weaker market today. Don't let that throw you off. You guys have a good day. See you tomorrow. Goodbye. All right, trade pros in the room. Let us draw some levels for you on the S&P 500. I see a strong day today. The challenge was getting through these 2800s, and we have gotten through them. It's taken us a couple pokes at that level, but we're now above. And a pullback in the morning is probably in order. And when we identify that pullback to the support structure, could make a good long opportunity for the day. All right. If it opens and gets a little slow this morning, we're going to switch over to oil because oil is going to see a lot of volatility. So having multi-asset abilities is going to help you a lot today. All right. So let me draw some levels for you on the S&P 500 first. I'll hand it over to Steven.